From break, everybody. I hope you guys all had a wonderful lunch. So we are going to get moving into what an effective organization is and how our previous learnings about systems and outcomes and all those pieces will fit into this. So just very quickly, can you think of an effective organization? Maybe it's not a school, but just an organization or a business that's out there that might be effective. Yes.
Google.
Okay, why do you think it's effective?
It seems like people are really, I see a lot of news reports where people are really happy working for them and they seem to make a lot of money.
Okay, so money is helpful,
not just
right?
people, but I mean as the business in general seems to be pretty profitable.
Yeah. Okay, so one of the things that I heard was happy people, right? What's another effective organization that might be out there? What do you think makes effective organizations besides happy people?
People that want to go to work.
Okay, so incentivized, maybe they're making money, right? You know,
I was gonna say clear communication, what the expectations are, things like that.
Yeah, when I think of an effective organization, I unfortunately kind of think of bad organizations and what I don't like, right? And so I don't like when I'm bogged down, when there's not great communication in those pieces. So we're going to talk about effective organization within the PBIS world. So common language, right? Effective communication. Common vision and values. Happy people, there's a common vision, we're all working towards the same thing. And then a common experience, right? And what might be the biggest piece is the quality leadership. You want to be able to trust your leadership. You want to be able to know that what they're telling you is really what's going to happen, and you want them to be able to support you, right? Positive school-wide climate incorporates all of these pieces, okay? Any questions? Can you guys start to see, you don't have to raise your hand, but just kind of reflect. Can you start to see where your organization or your school might have some of these or might be missing some of these and might need to implement these? Great, thank you. All right, culturally and contextually relevant PBIS. Those are some big words. We already talked about it a little bit. Can anyone review with me what those words mean? What about culture? What's culturally relevant? Yes.
Like what we need to do in our little town in New Hampshire might be different from what they're doing in Boston.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. That's very accurate. And sometimes within the same district, even the schools might be different. And what about contextually relevant? When you're thinking within a district, is the context the same? Yes.
Well, what we need at the high school is different from what we need at the elementary school.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So PBIS interventions should be proactive and promote a positive, culturally responsive climate that is conducive to learning by all. Again, going back to, it shouldn't matter where you come from. It shouldn't matter what grade you're in. This needs to be for everybody. And I do like what some of my previous partners have talked about. This goes to the teachers. This goes to the faculty and staff as well. Everybody needs to be on board and needs to be affected by this in a positive way. So we need to help staff understand that perceptions of behavioral appropriateness are influenced by cultural expectations. We need to connect with their students in ways that convey respect and caring, explicitly teach rules and expected behaviors within a culture of care, and provide a continuum of support and involve families and the community in positive, mutually supportive ways. And I really want to focus on this one. Including families is incredibly important, because how many of you work in the districts that you live in? One of you. So what you are used to in your community may be different from what the kids that you are teaching are used to. To adapt the PBIS framework to your school, the look, the feel, and sound of PBIS should vary based on the context and learning histories of students, staff, and family members. Again, going back to what Barb said, it's going to be different with the schools within the same district, based on their grade level, based on where they are located. We're going to do an activity. Great, wonderful, great job, everybody. Thank you. Amazing. So we talked about this a little bit, but what is culture? Group of individuals? What kind of individual? Can somebody give me an example of a group of individuals? Think about within your schools. Mm-hmm.
Like culture means the color of your skin.
Okay, race does. What else?
just like a shared belief system.
Yeah, so I'm thinking back into my high school days, like those cliques. That's a culture. You got the sporty people, and then the ones who just love Dungeons and Dragons and all sorts of things, right? Those are groups of individuals. Those are cultures. We have overt and verbal behavior that can add to that. A shared learning history. So again, quite honestly, if you are going from the same schools and if you are part of the same school system as your friends because you come from the same neighborhood, you may have a different learning history than somebody who came from a different school system, right? And it differentiates from one group to the other, right? I think we can all accept that. Great. What about this one? Do we think it predicts future behavior? Interesting. I think we're going to get into that a little bit more, okay? So, a flexible, dynamic, and changed shape over time and across generations and settings. Are the jocks that we know now the same as they were before? They have some of those same pieces, but they do change over time, right? And the collection of learned behaviors maintained by similar social and environmental contingencies. What does that mean? It's a lot right there. Yes.
It means that like a group of kids has learned a certain behavior and it's going to be maintained based on just being in that group of kids. They're going to socially reinforce it. They're going to have certain things that change environmentally based on them engaging the behavior, whereas another group of kids might not.
Yeah, so I see a lot of this going from the elementary schools into the middle schools, and then middle schools into those high schools, and how those changes happen, and how they interact with each other, right? Great. So the shared learning history, all right? Culture can be a shared learning history among other things. We talked about just a group of people. A shared learning history is one of those groups of people. They can be shared with a small group. So we talk about classrooms or families, or it can be with many groups simultaneously. So give me an example of that. So when you think of just the classroom, could it be the entire school? All learning the same, maybe PBIS culture within one school, and how that might translate into another part of the neighborhood or the environment that they're in. So here's our big idea. Ready? Considering the cultural and contextual relevance of how we select, develop, and deliver what is taught sets up each student to reap the maximum benefit of their school experience. These are powerful words. This is what drives us, right? The maximum benefit of their school experience. We don't want them to come in and just learn that 2 + 2 is 4. We want them to come in and be excited to learn what 2 + 2 is. We want them to come in and bring that 2 + 2 and bring it beyond to what their school learnings are. All right? How does this statement make everyone feel? Are you ready for this statement?
Seems like a lot of work.
Okay. Is it scary?
Yeah.
What else? What else are our feelings around this?
How do we make it happen?
I think it's exciting. It would be really cool if we could really like execute it well and have everyone kind of be on the same page.
Heard scared. I heard it's awesome and exciting. Is it possible? Okay, I think it is too. I think when we take all of our learnings over the next couple days, over the next couple of years, and we bring this together, this is possible. When we are able to bring our culture of learning and pass that on to our students, this is possible. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
Let's go. Done.